Hello. So it has been just over a week since I got to see Twice in concert. It was a wonderful, magical experience, but it was also incredibly stressful. Truly the wildest, 40 hours I've ever had in my entire life. And that's including the time I went to go see BTS. I genuinely wasn't even in LA for 48 hours. It was that crazy. But here's the fun story time. There will be concert footage. I took a lot of concert footage. Most of it will be vertical because I filmed it all on my Snapchat because my camera sucks. You're just gonna sort of have to deal with that. Is that okay? Just like with the BTS video, I can't even start with leaving for the concert because the planning for this Twice event started way before that. As you know, I go hard for a K-pop concert. And considering I was only there for less than 2 days, I needed to plan my outfits perfectly. Because I'm like, I have 2 days worth of perfect outfits. A week worth of perfect outfits? No, not necessarily. But I have 2 days worth of perfect outfits. So I had to plan my outfits accordingly. But I needed a perfect outfit for the Twice concert. Because as you know from the last 2 videos that I've been posting, I don't really know anything about Twice. I know a lot more now than I did before. But I did not know what the vibe was. I think I mentioned this before, I knew planning my BTS outfits, what the go-to looks were. You needed, I got a butter look because we were just exiting, sort of in the midst of, I consider Dynamite, Permission to Dance, Butter sort of their American era. I combined all of those even though they're technically all different, but I was like, okay, so we have a butter look, and when in doubt, choose purple. So I knew what I was going for my BTS outfits, but I had no idea what to go for these Twice outfits. I had never seen any of their performances before. I didn't even know any of the music before I decided I was going, which is probably maybe not the best idea. But I did what I did. But I needed to prepare my looks. So I did about 2 to 3 weeks of research. They had their concert in Seoul on Christmas, and I was just scrounging the internet for pictures and videos of what their concert looks were to give me a vibe of what I should be going for. And I gave myself an outline because I was really, really drawn to the Hello unit looks, the pink, sort of tracksuit looks, because I love a juicy tracksuit. I was like, okay, maybe I could get a pink juicy tracksuit. And I was like, that's just a bit too on the nose. I wanted something a little bit different because there was also the fun satin looks that they had. There was also the fun black fringy cowboy looks with all the rhinestones on them. And I was like, I want a little bit from all of them. I want a bit from column A, a bit from column B, a bit from column C. So I didn't really make a decision on what I was wearing until maybe a week or so before I had to leave, which is not good considering that I can't just go to a mall and buy clothes there. They don't make clothes in my size there. So I had to get all of my things online shipped to me, which would be fine if I had planned it a little bit better, a little bit sooner, and decided on what I wanted, but there were just so many options on what I could afford. But I eventually decided on all pink. I was like, pink is the theme of the era, because you watch the Scientist music video, they're all in bright pink outfits. That was also a big inspiration for my outfit. But I really, really liked who's in the Hello unit. It's Chaeyoung, Momo, and Nayeon? I remembered, it is! Okay, it is Chaeyoung, Momo, Nayeon. I just really liked that look. They just looked so iconic and regal, and I love the idea of just it's pink, but it's also sparkly. I wanted something with sparkles and rhinestones. So after I did my initial research, I just gave myself a bunch of guidelines, basically being no patterns. They did have that red, plaid and black look, but I did not like that look, so I was no patterns. We could go with satin, we could go with velour, we can go with feathers or fur trimming, we could go with rhinestones. And the color theme, I pretty early on decided it had to be pink. Because honestly, I love the color pink, I just don't own anything pink. I've always been because of my weird yellow undertones that I may or may not have, some tones of pink look really weird on my skin, so I was like, I can't just go on and buy pink. It has to be a specific shade of pink that looks nice with my skin. So I didn't have anything in my closet that was pink previously. So I eventually was scrounging the internet and decided that I wanted this pink marabou feather trimmed 2-piece set. It's an off the shoulder top and a skirt. And it just looked so perfect, and it gave the exact vibe that I wanted to give for the concert. But the only issue was that it was only sold through Dolls Kill, and they're racist, so I don't shop from them. But thankfully, someone was selling this outfit on Depop in exactly my size, and I was able to buy it and secure it for the concert. But it was going to be cutting it a little bit close to when I was going, so I was like, I need a backup outfit. So despite the fact that most things in stores do not fit me, I was going down to Portland to see Eric Nam in concert at the beginning of February. That will be in my like full month update video next month. I know that technically this is the last video of the month and this should be the update video, but like I felt like Twice needed a full. February is a short month anyways. I was going down to Portland and I was like, okay, let's do some shopping in the area. Let's just see like what's there because Portland doesn't have any sales tax. It's really nice there. And I went into a Ross and I was looking through like all the items and I found this perfect, adorable, here, I'll insert a photo right here. It's this perfect, adorable, like pink heart, like set. It was like a top, like a crop top and like a cardigan over it. And it was pink and it had hearts on it. And I was like, this is the theme for the era. This is exactly the theme I'm going for. But I was like, it is a bit like cute and soft and I wanted something a bit more like bold, you know? Like that cardigan set is really giving candy and I needed more like icon. You know, you get the vibe? But I was like, this cardigans thing is a cute backup in case something happens with the shipping. I have something that is themed that I can wear. But as you can see, it's just a top. And I was like, well, what pants am I gonna wear with it? I'm gonna wear white jeans, like a basic bitch. Like, I don't want to make it sound like I'm coming after people who don't put this level of like crazy over analyzing into their outfits. But like, I personally just could not do that. I have to have the best perfect outfits ever. Because it's like, I will put more effort into my K-pop concert looks than I will into a wedding. Like, this is my moment. So I was like, we can't just wear pants with this. The idea in my head was very femme, very much cropped top and skirt. That was the look. So I was like, what if I found another one of these sets and I turned the cardigan part into a skirt, into a cute button-up skirt? And that's where we get this photo here when I found another set once I got back home and like went to a Ross in my area. Because I had went to a Ross in my area previous to going to the one in Portland where I found this top and I did not see this top there. So this was like not even in my mind until I had come back and I was like actively like searching for this outfit. But you know, a cardigan is not a skirt. So like for the days coming up to when I was leaving, I was like hand sewing because I can't use a sewing machine. I have a sewing machine, it just does not work right. I much prefer hand sewing because I can get precision and like control over what I'm doing. So I like hand sewed this whole skirt. I added like a buttonhole at the top because the way that it was buttoning was just a little bit too low. It's still a bit too loose. Like it falls down, it doesn't hang because I want it to hang, like if the waist is here, I want it to hang at the waist and like go inwards and it falls a little bit low to my hips and I need it to just like be tightened a little bit. So I need to like go back in and like redo the side seams. But like I took out the sleeves, I took out the shoulder seams and like I sewed it all the way down. I added a buttonhole, all hand stitched, added a button, and I also added, I don't think that they're called darts, but in my mind I keep calling them darts, but I added like seams heading inwards to like get the shoulder crease out because it was like puffing out at the sides a little bit. It was a whole ordeal that I had to do to like make that into a skirt. I'm really actually very proud of it. But that's not the outfit that I wore to the concert because we need an icon level look. So I eventually did get the pink marabou trim set, as you can see in this photo. Isn't it fucking gorgeous? And I already had a vision. That's my thing. That's my like one strength with planning outfits, is that I have like a very clear vision of what I want it to look like. My downside is that not all the time do the things that I want exist. And sometimes I have to make them, and sometimes I don't have the time or the skills to make the things that I want to like make my outfits perfect. But in my mind, I was like, we need rhinestone jewelry. I wanted a choker because in the Scientist music video, Sana has a choker that says Scientist on it. I wanted a choker that said Twice. I thought that would be really cute, but it's impossible to find rhinestone letters to put on a choker for some reason. It's also impossible to find rhinestone chokers. Like, I wanted a thick rhinestone choker. I went everywhere. I went to 5 malls, 6 malls in my area looking for rhinestone chokers. Also shoes. We were going to get into the shoes later because that made me want to scream. But finding a rhinestone choker was impossible. So I actually ended up going to Forever 21 because I also wanted like a cute like chain belt to go like around the waist of the skirt, because obviously it's not holding anything up, it's for accessory purposes. I also wanted that to say Twice if I couldn't get a choker to say Twice, but like again, finding rhinestone letters was very difficult. But I ended up finding like this heart chained belt at Forever 21 and this like thick like rhinestone belt with a heart like belt loop at Forever 21. And I was like, okay, so we will turn this belt into a choker and we will wear the chain belt as a belt. And it ended up looking very cute and very iconic. I will be returning those to Forever 21 though, because they were like $18 each, and I don't have that kind of money. In my mind, it's just renting. I'm just renting it. Keeping the tags on, kept the receipts. Going to return them tomorrow. Because work smarter, not harder. Why pay like $30 for 2 belts that you're going to never wear again? And even if I did want to wear them again, I can just go and rent them again from Forever 21. But the outfit was pretty much set. I also wanted to do like a graphic eye makeup look. I ended up doing it, but the way that I did it wasn't that good. So like there's no real good photos of that. Because also in my research of these outfits, I was looking at like their makeup looks and what they were doing. I wanted like a graphic eye look where it was like out and like over, and it was just like a pink line, but I ended up getting like a lip liner, and it was cream, and the cream really just sort of melted on my skin. I needed like a liquid liner, but finding a pink liquid liner that wasn't like $12 was kind of difficult, and I'm like, I'm never going to use it again. I don't want to pay $12 for it. So that look wasn't necessarily complete, but it's okay. As you can tell, we have the outfit, we have the accessories, we have the makeup idea. We're just missing shoes. And this is where we have a little bit of an issue, because the outfit is pink. I need pink shoes. If the shoes were any other color but pink, they would stand out, because the outfit itself is so pink dominant that the shoes would just be so obnoxious that they were not pink. It all needs to be one cohesive look. And they need to be heels, because again, we're going for a very femme vibe. So I needed to find pink heels in my size. And my size is not a size that's naturally sold in stores. I wear about a 12. Sometimes I can squeeze into an 11, depending on the brand. So I went to 5, 6 malls, maybe. I went to every Nordstrom, Macy's, and JCPenney in my area trying to find pink heels. I found a pair of purple heels. Those were cute. I was immediately like, this is for BTS. And now that BTS have announced their fucking concert, it's like I planned it. It's crazy. But this video isn't about BTS. We're gonna talk about BTS in the next video. But I needed to find shoes. I need to find pink heels. And the #1 supplier of pink heels that I could find on the internet was Steve Madden. Steve Madden has a great wide collection of pink heels, but they only go up to an 11. And I was like, well, I don't know if these 11s are gonna fit me. Even though the purple heels that I bought at JCPenney's that are very cute were a size 11. They were Madden Girls, which I believe is a subsidiary of Steve Madden, like, Incorporated or whatever. So in theory, I could have been like, okay, an 11 will fit. But, like, those were open-toed shoes, and the ones I was looking at were closed-toed shoes. So I was like, I don't want to have to spend $120 on shoes I'm not sure are going to fit. So I couldn't buy these shoes online. Also because by the time that I had realized that I really needed pink shoes because my pink outfits had come in, because I was like, if I don't get this like pink marabou trim set in time, then I don't need like pink heels. I'll just wear the cardigan set, and I'll wear like white Vans with it, because that outfit is a little bit more casual and could go with like white shoes. But the outfit came, so I was like, okay, so I need shoes for this. So at this point, it was way too late to like get anything shipped in time, because everything took like 5 to 7 business days, and we were like 5 days out, and I like could not take that risk. So I just like tried to go to every mall in existence and try to find these shoes. I really, really wanted the open-toed like pink patent maiden girl heels. They were like $40 at Macy's, and they were just like so perfect. I really wanted an open-toed shoe, but they don't have them in stores, and that was the difficult part about it. So I ended up planning to actually just go down to LA and go to the Steve Madden stores in the area, because they actually have like a couple Steve Madden like brick and mortar locations in the LA area, and just hope and pray that they have pink heels there in a size 11 that fit. So I actually did not go down to LA with the right shoes in mind, but I knew that it would work out in the end. So my outfits are pretty much figured out in my mind, at least. I know what I'm going to go down there and look for, and I know what I already have. That was already a little bit stressful, because I had spent so many hours just driving around to different malls and different Nordstroms, just like looking to see if they would have pink heels in my size, and they just don't. This is very much a thing that you need to buy online, and now I know to buy the shoes first. The shoes come first. That's all figured out. I had packed and finished filming my like Twice reaction videos, which will come out next month. The second part of the Twice setlist reaction will come out next month. I finished filming all of that like Monday morning, and I had a flight that day at 2 p.m. to get to LA, because the way that I had planned this trip was a very quick like sort of business trip. Like I had 2 days off. I had Monday, Tuesday off. The concert was on Tuesday. I had to be back at work on Wednesday. So the timeline was already very crunched. And I was bringing my friend along with me because she said that she wanted to go like on a fun trip. And she liked a couple Twice songs, so she was like, yeah, I'll go with you. And keep in mind at this point, I do not have tickets to the concert. I do not have tickets because the tickets were just so expensive. The tickets were so expensive leading up to the event. And I knew from doing the BTS shit and from doing the Jingle Ball shit that like if you wait long enough, the ticket prices will drop. Surely the ticket prices will drop as you get closer to the show. Just put a pin in that. But we get on our flight, 2 p.m., we're down in LA by like 5. We go pick up the rental car and we go to Target. We pick up some like things that we forgot to pack and we head back to the hotel to get ready for dinner. Because keep in mind, this Monday is also Valentine's Day. I had told my friend 2 weeks before we get there, she had to make a reservation for dinner because it was Valentine's Day and everything would be booked. What did she do? She forgot and she didn't make it until the night before. So every place that we wanted to go to was booked. Obviously, it's Valentine's Day. But we drive. I'm wearing this very cute outfit. That's outfit number 1. I have about 5 looks and you will see all of them. But I am a cute outfit number 1. We drive down, I think it's at the 3rd Street Promenade. I think that's what it's called. It's by like the waterfront in LA. I think it's in the Santa Monica area. But we had reservations at this like place. What was it called? It was called like 1121 Santa Monica, 2212 Santa Monica. One of those names, and it was so completely booked. We had reservations for like 9 p.m. So like pretty late in the evening because, you know, we didn't get into town until like 5 and we wanted plenty of time to, you know, find parking and get there. We get there at like 9. We check in for the reservation. There are already people there with reservations from like 8:15 still waiting to be seated. And they're like, well, we can't really give you like an exact time of when you can be seated, but like just stay in the area and we'll make sure to get you seated. And I'm like, okay, well, it's already 9 o'clock and we're pretty hungry. So we just sort of like go walking and looking around the area, and then we end up stopping at this Mexican restaurant. I completely forgot what the name of it was because I wasn't like looking for a restaurant. It was just like sort of the restaurant in the area. It was like right across, it was like sort of on the, like, you know how all the malls in LA are outside? It was just like across the street-ish sort of thing from the restaurant we wanted to go to. I will put the name on the screen because it was actually a very nice restaurant. The host there, he was just so nice and charming. He was like, oh, do you guys want a seat? And like, we were just sort of like hungry and we were like, well, I don't know. I have to like wait for this reservation. So we were like, yeah, sure, we'll go eat here. And they had also a live mariachi band. That was so lovely. I'd never seen a live mariachi band. They were incredible. I have a fun like little video that I'll insert here. El día que te encontré me enamoré. Tú sabes que yo nunca. It was just such a cute, fun time. I got nachos. They were delicious. I got a Jamaica drink. Jamaica juice is just delicious. And it was just like such a good, fun time because this experience really helped me learn a lesson. I'm very much an over planner. My therapist says it's the OCD, but I really like to make sure that like everything's planned out so that we can have a good time. But like this plan was like literally so spontaneous and it was like one of the best parts of the trip. So like taught me a little bit of a lesson to maybe calm down a little bit. We don't have to overplan everything, but I think having a plan and like not following it is a little bit better than not having a plan at all. But like that's just me being crazy. It's okay. But we had a great fun time. We finished dinner. We went to this like crepe place by the waterfront, got some crepes. Sadly, I did not finish my crepe at the time because after we went to the crepes, we went to go to Venice Beach because we wanted to take like photos of our outfits. Oh, because at this point I had already changed it to my second outfit. This is my second outfit. Because yeah, the first outfit was for the airport. The second outfit was for like the night out. There are many outfits on this trip. And we went to Venice Beach and we like walked like from Venice to like Santa Monica and back and we just like took cute photos. And I was just like holding my crepes the entire time and I was like, okay, I'll eat them like tomorrow morning. I did not end up eating them the next morning. I brought them all the way home and they just rotted in my fridge and I never ate them. And I'm quite upset at myself for that. I should have fucking eaten them. They were like $12 for like some Nutella banana crepes and they looked so good. I just forgot that they were in my fridge and I never ate them. I brought them all the way back and I never ate them. I'm very upset with myself. But then we got back to our hotel, and we just had like a chill night in. I painted my nails. They're chipped now. But when we were at Target, I got like pink nail polish, and this nail polish was so fucking hard to apply. I cannot, I got it for, it was like $2. It was the cheapest bottle of nail polish at Target, but I was like, this pink color will go with the outfit. And it was just so hard to apply. It was so watery. It was dripping everywhere. It would not dry. I ended up doing like 5 coats of nail polish, and then like, what was it? That night as well, before we got back to the hotel, we stopped at the dollar store and I got a different bottle of nail polish that was like a hot pink instead of like this light pale pink. And I put that on over like 4 coats of this pink nail polish, and like I did not like the color, so I went back to this regular pink. So it was just so hard to paint I don't paint my nails often because I just don't have the hand coordination and steadiness for it. And they just ended up looking really messy. And you can't really tell because in most of the photos you don't have like a zoom in of my nails, and it's really just sort of like the essence that, oh, my nails are pink and it goes with the outfit. But it was just the whole thing. I also painted my toes because I didn't know if the shoes I was going to pick up were going to be open-toed or not, and I wanted to be prepared. They ended up being closed-toed, so it didn't really matter. But that is just day one. That is just the first day. That is Monday. Tuesday is where life really wants to test us, because we wake up, we're like, oh, we're gonna go to brunch. We did not end up going to brunch. We just went shopping because we had to go shopping that day because my friend wanted to buy like a new top for the concert, and I still needed to get my shoes. So we were like, we didn't wake up early enough to get brunch, and that's okay. We're not morning people. We just ended up going shopping. So I went to like the Steve Madden store at some mall. I don't know which mall it is. I think it's the one in the Beverly Hills area because we had to drive through Beverly Hills to get back to the water. But I go to this mall, I go to the Steve Madden store, I'm like, do you have any pink heels in a size 11? And they have one pair, and it's the pair I was looking at online. Guess what the name of the shoe is called? It's called the Twice Patent Pink Heels. The name of the shoe is called Twice. It was truly meant to be. The shoes were $120. I wish I did not have to spend $120 on those shoes, but it was the price I had to pay because it went so perfectly with the outfit. It was 100% worth it in my mind because I was not going to wear white Vans with that outfit. So I made it to the mall. I ended up buying the shoes, and my whole outfit was planned. I was so happy, and life was good. I also wanted to go to the Line Friends store because the last time I was in LA in November for BTS's concert, they were completely sold out of like everything. So I couldn't like buy anything at the Line Friends store. So I was like, okay, so I'm back in LA. I gotta go to the Line Friends store. Gotta go buy some merch. So we head from that mall down into like the downtown LA Hollywood area. That morning we had also gotten Dunkin' Donuts because Dunkin' Donuts is great. That was sort of our breakfast, and then we got some more Dunkin' Donuts as like a snack on the way out of Hollywood. That's because that's usually the place where I park. I park at the parking lot like by the Pantages, because Dunkin' Donuts does some what's it called? They validate parking. It used to be like an hour though. Now it's only 30 minutes, and I'm like, I get it, but also like rude. We get out, we walk up and down Hollywood Boulevard. We're looking at like the shops and things. My friend goes into a couple of the stores there, looks for a top for the concert. She does not find anything, very sadly, but she has a cute top for the concert like when she does get there. So it's all good. The one that she packed was already cute. But I go into the Line Friends store. I'm looking around. They have puzzles galore. I'm putting every single puzzle I don't have into this shopping basket because I love puzzles. I love BTS. I'm also just like looking at all the different shelves. I'm taking like photos with all like the hand things. You can see my nails are painted. They look cute. My friend also took a photo of me. You can see me in the full like outfit. Oh, this is outfit number 3. I had decided because I had already had my pink outfit set up for the evening, I'll just wear this pink outfit in the morning and it'll be cute. It'll be a twice like sort of day look. So I was wearing this outfit. You can see the skirt. It does still have that weird bunching at the sides. I just gotta resew it. It'll be fine. I'm going around. I am putting a bunch of things into my shopping basket. I'm looking at like the clothes and I'm looking at all the merch. The store was a lot more empty than like the last time I went like in June. I think it was June 2020, June 2021. When I had last been here. I think it was 2021 when I had been down there for like the first time. That place was so packed. There were so many things on all of the shelves. This place was like pretty empty. But I had a basket full of a bunch of things, a bunch of puzzles, a bunch of like stickers and things, like those like pajama sleep sets. And I was like in line, waiting in line. I get up to the cashier and he's like, so our machines are actually broken right now and we can't do any transactions. Would you like to come back in about an hour to see if they're fixed? And that was a tad bit upsetting. That was just a tad bit upsetting. Because I did walk all the way down from the Pantages, just map it, from the Pantages to Line Friends. It's a bit of a walk. I had walked all the way down to Line Friends just to go to the Line Friends store, just to find out, after I'd been in the store for about 20 minutes shopping, that they couldn't actually give me any of my products. They couldn't take my money. It's so hard to give BTS my money, and I don't know why. Like, their artist-made merch, so hard to get, so hard to give them my money. And now I go to a Line Friend store and their machines are broken and I can't give them my money. It felt like a prank. It was so annoying, especially since when I was looking around, there was like a security guard sort of just like standing around my my vicinity, just sort of following me around the store. Very weird. I don't know why. It's not like we were going to steal anything. You saw the outfit I was wearing. I don't have pockets. I can't put anything in my pocket and just like run out. I had a bag in my hand, but it was a stadium bag that I was going to bring to the Twice concert, so it's 100% clear. You could tell if I was going to steal something. I wasn't. It's just a very weird energy from that woman. So that was already very off-putting. And then the fact that like I get to the front and the man's like, do you want to come back in an hour to see if it's like fixed? And I'm like, I got things to do today. I can't come back. So I ended up not getting anything at that store. Again, for the second time, very upsetting. In hindsight, there was no way I was going to fit like 6 of those puzzles into my suitcase. It's okay, because all the things that I wanted to buy, I'm pretty sure are available on the Line Front store, and they get free shipping for like $30 purchases. So I can't just buy it all online. But considering that BTS are going to be performing sometime soon, I cannot be spending any money anymore. But we finish all that up. It's like 3 or 4 o'clock. The concert isn't until 7:30. And we wanted to get dinner beforehand, before we go to the show. So I still don't have tickets at this point, because the whole day I have the SeatGeek app and the Ticketmaster app all open on my phone. I'm checking them like every hour to see if prices are dropping, because if there was a good price on Ticketmaster, I was going to buy it. But I also had like a $300 credit on SeatGeek, and I was like, that would be good to just get some like cheap tickets at the back. That should be able to cover like the price of like 2 like nosebleed seats. But the tickets were not dropping the way that I thought that they would. Or if they were not dropping at the times in which I was checking my phone. So we get back into the car and we're going to go find some place to go eat, like an early dinner. My friend says she wants seafood, so she's like, let's head back towards the water, let's head back towards Santa Monica, and let's go to Bubblegum Shrimp. Because she gave me 2 options for seafood, but I personally love Bubblegum Shrimp. I love their coconut shrimp. I think chain restaurants are just super fun. And we don't have any of those here. So I'm like, let's go. I'm realizing though that LA traffic, it's a little bit worse than I thought it was. I had done this before though. I had gone to Hollywood, Line Front store specifically, and then driven back to the same area when BTS was in town, and traffic was not this bad. So I don't know how on a Tuesday all this traffic was just sort of up and about, but it was going to take us about maybe like 45 minutes to get like the 10 miles back from this restaurant to our hotel. So that was already a little bit stressful, just like knowing that like time was of the essence, because we could possibly miss this concert if we took too long at dinner. But we were like, okay, we'll eat quickly. It'll be like a 45-minute dinner. We'll get back to the hotel. We'll be fine. Because for the most part, all we needed to do was go back to the hotel and change. Like, I had already done my eyeliner in the morning for the look, because it goes with both looks. It's just a pink graphic liner, and I knew that I'm not good at eyeliner. It was going to take me forever, so I was not going to do it before we got to the concert. I was just going to do it in the morning. And it did take me like an hour to do it. It's like, it was so quick. Anyone who knew how to do eyeliner would have been able to do it in like 5 minutes. I don't have those kind of skills, so it did take me like an hour. But I knew that about myself, so I did not push it until the last minute to do it. But ultimately, it didn't really add anything to the outfit, so I could have just gone without it. But Anyways, we drive from the Line Friends, like Hollywood area to Santa Monica. This drive is maybe like 35 minutes. But finding parking on the Santa Monica, like, pier area was hard because the Santa Monica Pier parking lot was closed, for some reason. So I had to find somewhere else to park. So I made a couple wrong turns and I started going, like, north up the coast on the PCH. And about, like, half a mile away from our destination, because I had passed it and I was trying to find a place to turn around, it starts pouring rain. It's hailing. There is thunder. There is lightning in the distance. It is pouring rain. And I'm like, what the fuck? The one day we're in LA, it decides to rain? I live in the very rainy Pacific Northwest. I get rain every day. The one day I leave the area, it decides to rain? Really? Are you fucking serious? Why did the rain decide to follow me? What's up with that? Especially since I was checking all my friends' Snapchats back home. No rain! Actually quite sunny back home. But the one day we're in LA, it decides to pour rain. Like, I cannot even describe how much. It's not just like, oh, it's sprinkling. Like, it was a storm. Like, there was so much rain coming down. And at that point, we should have taken that as a sign to be like, we will find dinner somewhere else. We will not stay here. Mother Nature does not want us to fucking park this car. We need to just get out. But we're stubborn. We're a little bit stubborn. So I turn the car around. I park it at the parking lot, like, literally right next to the bubblegum strip. Like, the bubblegum strip is, like, on the corner of, like, this long pier. It's, like, at the back side. There's a parking lot, like, right next to it, like, down by the beach. I parked the car. It is pouring. Still pouring rain outside. We don't have umbrellas, because why would we? It's Los Angeles. I get out of the car, though, in the outfit that you've already seen. It's full, like, cotton. It's soaking up all of this water. And we're trying to find an entrance into the Bubblegum Shrimp restaurant, but the whole, like, backside that connects to this parking lot is, like, fenced off. So I'm like, okay, so we can't just enter through the backside. We have to get up onto the pier and enter through the front. Except the staircase right next to the Bubblegum Shrimp that would lead you up into the pier is also closed. So we have to walk all the way back towards, like, the road, walk up these stairs. We went back and forth under this, like, bridge, and we walk up the stairs and we had to go up and, like, all the way around to the front side of the restaurant. It's still pouring the whole time we're doing this. But we get inside the restaurant, we sit down, we order our food. I would say we dry off, but we didn't. We didn't have the time because I'm checking my phone. It's like 5 o'clock at this point. And it's going to take us 40 minutes to get back to the hotel. So we just order our food. I get, like, a little, like, shrimp appetizer. I think it's called, like, the something sampler. We get our appetizers, and, like, the second that the waiter puts down our meals, I'm like, we're actually in a bit of a rush. Could we actually get some boxes and the bill, please? And we were in that restaurant for no more than 20 minutes because we realized we don't have the time to sit and eat. Even though we're sitting and we're, like, looking at the beautiful, like, Pacific Ocean. There's a sunset going on. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful and gorgeous right now. So I did not finish that meal. I didn't even touch it. I ordered my coconut shrimp. I put it all in the box. Guess what happened to the box? I brought it all the way fucking home and I forgot it was in the fridge and I had to throw it away too. I'm so upset at myself. But we're not done with the story because as you can hear, I never mentioned getting the tickets. I still don't have the tickets at this point. The concert's in 2 hours. I don't have the tickets. So, I'm like, okay. I'm going to be driving in this, like, traffic all the way back to our hotel. And I'm going to be just, like, checking SeatGeek, Ticketmaster to see if any of the prices are dropping. The prices do not start dropping. But we're just driving in this traffic. It's all very stressful. But the second that we got out of the Bubblegum Shrimp restaurant, there is no rain. We did not experience any of the storm post getting to the restaurant. That was 100% a sign that just we should not have gone out of the car. We should not have stopped. Because even though when we left the restaurant and we were driving back to the hotel, like, you could see, like, the storm and the thunder and the lightning in the distance, nothing in the Inglewood area around the Forum where we were staying or around the concert was affected by this storm. It was just the Santa Monica Pier in like the 10 minutes that we wanted to get to this restaurant. But we make it back to the hotel. It's 6 o'clock. I'm like, okay, we have plenty of time. It's like 6:15 maybe. 6:15, 6:30. But I'm like, okay, we have plenty of time. We just gotta get changed and we just gotta get to the Forum. I thought parking would be fine. Because I went to SoFi. And SoFi was like 10 times as big as this. And like, there was always parking somewhere. If not at SoFi, then at the Forum. And I would think it would be a vice versa sort of thing. There's no events at SoFi right now, so they should open their parking lot so that I may park there. There was no parking anywhere in the Forum or in SoFi. We start first trying to park at SoFi, and they're like, oh, we're completely full. Go down a little bit down the street to the Forum parking. We get to the Forum parking. There is no parking there either. And they're like, maybe, I think they're doing parking across the street at the school, because apparently there's a school across the street. I had never known this. At this point, it is 7 o'clock. I do look incredible, though. This is my full outfit. As you can see, there's the heart, a belt, choker, there's the shoes. My hair looks very similar as it does now. I also had a pink mask. That was very important to me, that my mask matched the outfit. I got a pink mask. It was all like it was a look. It's also like incredibly difficult to get through all this traffic because, you know, the traffic around the Forum is so slow. Also, I think I didn't mention is that our rental car, it's a 2020 Jeep Compass. I don't know if it's all Jeep Compasses or just this one, but the brakes were so sensitive. It was so incredibly hard to drive. Like, it was like if you just tap it, like the slightest little tiny touch, it would be full stop. You would be jerking your head forward. And you never get used to driving like that. So the whole time that I was driving, it was just sort of like trying to stop like a little bit, trying to slow down just a tiny bit. It was a full stop. It was so hard to drive. So imagine that on top of all the stress, on top of all the traffic. It was an evening, to say the least. We get to the school parking lot. We park the car. We pay the $50 for parking. And I'm wearing these heels at this point. These heels are so uncomfortable. No offense to Steve Madden, I'm 100% sure that these shoes are made for look over comfort, but I have high heels that are like comfortable to wear, which is why I've always believed, like, why are people always saying that the heels are so uncomfortable and not fun to walk in, and that they hurt your feet so much, because my heels have always been nice and comfortable. These shoes hurt my feet so much. I think because they were like a little bit of a platform, but also the angle was so steep in them that like my feet were in so much pain, having to do this walk like across the street from the parking lot, across the Forum parking lot into the venue. And this whole parking debacle took so long that it was already like 7:30 by the time we had parked the car. The show is starting. I don't have tickets yet. And my friend, she's so sweet. She was like, Sam, I don't care if I don't get to go see it. You wanted to come see this concert, so even if you can't get a ticket for both of us, just get a ticket for you and you go and I'll just go sit in the car. I was like, absolutely not. I drug you all the way here. You're going to go see Twice with me. The prices had not dropped. So despite my $300 credit, the total price was still like $250 for these two tickets. And my friend was like, I cannot afford to pay like $175 for these tickets. And I was like, I don't care. I will cover it. I just want you to be there. I want us to have a good time. So I get all the way to the Forum. We're about to go through security. I had purchased the tickets and it was like on the safety cap and it said, your tickets are being confirmed. This should only take a few minutes. And my friend realizes that she had left her phone in the car. So she has to run all the way back because she isn't just like regular Air Forces. She can run. She runs all the way back across the street, goes to the car, grabs her phone. She comes back maybe like 10 minutes later. It's like 7:45. The tickets have still not been confirmed. It's been over 10 minutes since I bought these tickets. Why aren't they being confirmed? Very stressful. But we go through security and then we get to like the ticketing area and the tickets have not been confirmed. You can hear the music and the people cheering inside. The concert has fully started at this point. And I go up to the box office and I'm like, hey, it says that like the seller needs to confirm the tickets. Is like the seller you? Am I supposed to talk to you? And the guy's like, no, you have to talk to SeatGeek. And I'm like, okay, do you have any tickets available just to buy at the box office? And I'll deal with the SeatGeek thing later because you can't just like sell me tickets for a show that's already started and not give me the tickets. And he's like, I only have one ticket available. And my friend's like, just buy it, Sam, you want to go? And I'm like, no, I'm literally not going without you. we have put so much time and effort into going to see this concert, we're literally going to make it. Then we walk away from the box office, we look at the phone for a little bit, and it still says confirming. So we just go up to like the ticket people who are letting the people like into the venue, and I'm like, it says that it's being confirmed. I have the receipt to show that like I paid for it and everything. Like, is there anything you can do? Is there any way that like I can show you that I purchased tickets to be here? And the guy working with like the scanner thing, he like tries to put in like the confirmation code. It does not work. And there's just like a back and forth, and my friend really like pushes for us to be like, well, we paid for the tickets and it says it's confirmed. It just won't like show us the tickets. And eventually I think we just argued them down enough that they're like, okay, fine, sure, just go in. So it's like 7:50. We're racing into the venue. I'm in these like 4-inch platform heels, so I can't walk quickly like at all. And I like do a quick stop at the merch booth to be like, hey, do you have any light sticks? Because I didn't have a light stick. I would fully assume that you could buy a light stick at the concert, because that should be the number one thing that you have enough supply of is light sticks. Yes? No, they did not have any light sticks. They were sold out of light sticks. I'm like, okay, thank you. And I run back in, and we just catch like the last like couple seconds of Fancy. So I missed about the first like 6 songs because of all of this mess. And if you know anything about SeatGeek, it doesn't tell you like exactly where your seats are that you've purchased until like you get your ticket. So we had no idea where our tickets were. I knew that they were in section like 212, 211, so they're like really on like the far like side of the stage, like stage left. And I had no idea like where to like start looking in these rows, which section was like 211, which section was 212. And my friend, I think, just misheard what I was saying, because I thought that like I think we had gone up to section 212 and we needed to go like down to 211, and I tried to express that to her, but it was very loud because it was a concert, and I think she just misunderstood me, so she just walked us all the way up to like the very, very back, like behind even where like the last row of seats were, where there's just like sort of like a dark corner. And that's where we were for the entire concert. So all of my videos are bad. I couldn't see like any of the members because the way that they do it is very dumb. There are multiple screens like on the stage, and there's only one screen facing sort of the side where everybody in like section 212 is sitting. But they never put like the zoom in cameras like of everybody's faces on that screen. That screen's only like to project like their backgrounds for like the visuals of everything, but I'm like, we can't see the main screen. I'll insert some concert footage after I'm done with this whole spiel, with this whole rant, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But like, there's usually like the main back screen, and then there's the 2 like focus screens where like if like a member's talking, the camera will focus on them, and like they'll be on the 2 front screens, and like you can only see them if they're on the back screen, and only sometimes were they on the back screen. They were mostly just on the 2 like forward focus screens, and you can't see them from where we're sitting or from where we were standing. And it would have been so easy to just use that side screen that I don't think adds anything to the background to like let us see what they're saying and what's going on. But they didn't do that, and that annoyed me a little bit. But we get to our fun dark corner. I listened to like the last few seconds of Fancy, and we just enjoy the rest of the concert. It was a great fun time. My shoes hurt me so much, and I was like, I can't stand for 3 hours in these, so I did fully just take my heels off and just stood on the floor. The floor was nasty, but you know, I would rather just go back to the hotel and just like take a shower than have to like break my feet in these 4-inch heels when I'm just standing in the dark in the very, very back of the venue where nobody can see me, you know? But here's the real kicker. I'm checking my phone throughout the concert, because right after Fancy, it's like this VCR segment where like they're going to do a costume change, so there's nothing going on screen. I'm just checking my phone, and I'm like, what is up with this like ticket thing? It's like 20 minutes after I bought them, so I'm like, you're gonna have to give me a refund at this point, because I'm not paying for a thing that you didn't really provide me, you know? But around like 8:05, I'm checking the tickets where it says it's being confirmed, and it like disappears from my account. I'm like, what happened? I go back into my order history, and I see that my order was canceled. It says that, oh, we're so sorry, the tickets actually were sold and we couldn't sell you these tickets, so the order was canceled and all the money will be refunded to your account. So technically, I got into this concert for free. And I think that's pretty cool, considering the whole mess that we had that day. Getting to see Twice for basically free. In theory, $25 each for the parking, and that was it. Was pretty cool. Now, I know a lot of people might think that's like, you snuck into the concert, but once you see the concert footage, I'm not like taking away the experience from anybody. I'm standing in the very, very back. I'm like at a horrible place. I can barely see them. I was simply there to support and have fun. I don't think there was any harm done from me being there and from that whole experience happening. But I had a great time. I got to see all of my favorite songs, because even though I love like The Feels and Fancy, which we missed, and my friend who I brought one of her favorite songs is Fancy, and I felt so bad that we had missed it. I got to see Shot Clock, Espresso, Icon, Candy, TT, Dance the Night Away. I got to see all of my favorite songs, and I was just so happy about it. And I had a great time. So this is where we insert all the concert footage. SPRESSO, that's who I am.
great time. I lost track of time. Are you guys are the best? Are you guys are awesome? So nice. Yes, any day spent with you is my favorite day.
Oh my god, this is what you're about.
So today is my new favorite.
Most of it is just sort of on from my Snapchat because my camera won't zoom in as far as my Snapchat will, and I don't know why. But I got to see most of the concert. I had a great time. I got to see all of them perform. They were great. Their vocals were lovely. But then the concert ended. And then I was like, okay, so we gotta get out. I took some nice cute photos in the corner where I look cute and amazing and adorable because my outfit's incredible. And I was like, okay, well, we have to go out and go see if there's any merch. And this is the upsetting part, because we go out to the merch stand, the one right by the exit of where we entered from, the one where they said they had no light sticks, and I was looking at all the merch, and I was in line for maybe about 20-30 minutes, because the line was moving very slow, and I'm in these very tall, painful heels. At some point, I think pain is very relative. My pain tolerance, I guess, is very high because, I can acknowledge that my body is in pain, but it doesn't, affect my brain, if that makes any sense. And eventually, if you just keep ignoring what your body is telling you, the pain signals will just stop. Obviously not for everybody, but, in my case, eventually my feet were just my feet just sort of went numb, I guess, to the pain, because it just, after like 30 minutes of your feet being like, hello, I'm in pain, they'll just shut up. But I get to the front of the line and I'm like, do you have this shirt in my size? And they're like, no. Do you have the sweatsuit in my size? No. Do you have any light sticks? Maybe now. Maybe you found some. Maybe you're like BTS and you just randomly find them throughout the day. No. Do you have any of the photo cards? No. The only thing that they did have was this white crop long sleeve. Let me go grab it. I got this cute crop long sleeve. It has the little Twice logo, scientist all in the front. It has a hood and it says Formula of Love on the sleeves. It is a cropped sort of look. It was like $70. Was it worth $70? I don't know. But I wanted to give Twice my money, so that's what I did. At this point, it's like 11-ish. Because the concert ended at like 10:30, and I didn't get through this line until like 11. And they were like, we're out of all these things, but there are other merch stands. There's 2 on the other side of the building, and there's 1 outside if you want to go check those. And if you saw my BTS video, you can understand the painful flashbacks that I got from hearing that news, of being sent on another wild goose chase to find the merch that I want. But I'm like, okay, I'll do it. I'll walk. I'll take my tiny little steps in these very high, painful shoes to walk around the building and go look at these other merch stands. I get to the one outside. It's a big truck, exactly like the ones that they had at SoFi. And I asked them, do you have any of the merch that I want? They said no. I'm like, okay. I keep walking. I walk around to the other side of the building. I get to the 2 merch stands. They're both closed. They're actively taking down the tents as I get there. I'm like, okay, cool. Can't get any merch because they hate me. That's okay. We're gonna leave. We're gonna go get dinner because I didn't really get to eat anything before the concert. And then we're gonna pack and then we're gonna leave because we have an 8 a.m. flight the next morning so that we can both get to work at 3. So it's fine. So we start walking, and remember how we're on the other side of the building from the exit that we entered from, meaning we are on the opposite side of where we need to be to get back to our car. I recognize this. My friend does not. But she's the one who had previously, as you remember, run back to the car to go get her phone. So I'm like, okay, if she's going this way, then she knows which way she's going. She does not. We walk all the way across the parking lot to the street corner just to realize we're on the opposite end of the block that we need to be. So I have to walk all the way back. We walk all the way back across the parking lot, back across the forum, back across the other side of the parking lot, and then across the street to the car. At this point, my feet are very much in pain. But I don't really feel it at this point because, my pain receptors just sort of turn off after a while. But thankfully, for the drive, I brought a pair of tennis shoes in the car. So I just changed it to my tennis shoes. They're very comfortable. And we leave the parking lot. We're one of the last people to leave. And we go find food. We decide to go get In-N-Out because we don't have it In-N-Out here. And we really wanted In-N-Out. And I told her, I know that these lines are going to be long because In-N-Out's one of the only things open right now and the line is going to take forever. So we go to the one by like the forum, that one line around the block as per usual. So we go to the other one in the area. I forget where it is. I think it's down in Gardena. And that one is also equally as long, but my friend's like, do you want to wait for it? And I'm like, nothing else is really going to be open. And we end up waiting for it. But it's, again, super difficult to like slowly stop this car. So the whole time we're doing a lot of jerking as the line slowly moves forward. But we get our food, get a cheeseburger and fries and a milkshake, and we head back to the hotel to like eat and pack up all of our clothes. Because I had the very smart foresight of being like, when I wake up hella early in the morning to get to this flight, I am not going to want to pack any clothes. So I need to pack it all now so that I can just leave in the morning. So we pack our clothes, we go and we eat our food. It's okay. Everyone's like, oh my God, In-N-Out. But like in this area, we have like a burger chain called Dick's. Their food is so much better than In-N-Out. Like their fries are good, their burgers are better. It's also like, I'm pretty sure cheaper. And the line is never as long as In-N-Out. I'm very biased though, but like their food was like good for burger's sake. I feel like food across the board in California is better than food here, but I think In-N-Out is just sort of where people are lacking. Like go to Dick's and then go to In-N-Out and like try the two. And then you tell me what you think. But we eat our food and we go to bed. And then we wake up the next morning, like bright and early, like 6:45. and we didn't go to sleep until like 1 or 2. So we are just a tad bit tired, but we pack up all the things, we get it into the car. My suitcase will barely close because all I did was add a shoebox with my heels in them, because in theory I could have just taken out like the box part and it would have like saved a lot of room, but I wanted to bring like the box because the shoes had like all the dirt on the bottom of them and I didn't want that getting all over my suitcase. But like it barely closed with just that new thing in there. So there's no way I would have been able to fit even one puzzle into my suitcase. So I drop off the car at the rental place. We get on the shuttle to the airport. Thankfully, because we live in the 21st century, we can just check in on our phones. That was really helpful. So that we don't have to like wait to do like the in-person check-in. That means that you don't get a boarding pass, which is a little bit sad. I like physical keepsakes, but we get through security. We get to our gate, and because we were not, we bought our tickets separately. Me and my friend, we weren't seated together, and I just like went up to the, like, I don't think that they're called flight attendants because they're not on the plane. The people who work at the boarding gate, I talked to one of them and she was like, oh yeah, we could just like move you to these 2 seats so that you're sitting together. And I said, okay, thank you so much. I was sitting in the middle seat and she was sitting in the aisle seat. It was fun. It was fine. Like, a lot of people hate the middle seat, and I should as like a fairly tall person, but like if the flight is like 2 hours, maybe 2.5 hours, I don't care. But yeah, we fly back. We land back home. We take the public transportation back to my house. And then we get ready for work, and then we go to work at 3 o'clock, which, you know, I am fairly proud of myself of being able to be so responsible and being able to be like, I will exclusively be gone for the days that I am off, and I will come back to work that next Wednesday. But I was very tired that day. It's rough. It's hard to do that. To go so hard for 2 days and then just go back to work like nothing happened. It's hard. But I had a very fun time. I had such a good time. I got to see twice. I got to be in LA. I got to just like chill and like have a fun time for 2 days. That was really nice. I wish we would have had more time on Monday to do things, but also like I worked the swing shift prior. I didn't get home until like midnight on Sunday. And I've learned from previous BTS experience that I do not want an early morning flight the day after I have to work. It's not fun. It hurts. So I made sure to pick like an afternoon flight so that I wasn't like rushing and pushing to try to get to the airport, even though we kind of still sort of were. But we made it and we got on the flight and it was fine. Even though like I told you, we moved seats so that on the flight back, so I was sitting in the middle and my friend was sitting on the aisle. So there was somebody sitting on the window seat. And like halfway through the flight, she has to get up and use the restroom. And like, I'm not here to shame other people for having to go use the restroom. That seems silly. But also, if you know you're somebody who's going to use the restroom, why did you pick the window seat? You could have picked an aisle seat and we could have sat on the inside. Because then she's making these two, like, giants on this tiny metal tube have to, like, squish back into our seats so that she can get out. That was a little bit annoying. That was a little bit annoying of her. But that is basically the entire Twice experience. I had a wonderful, true, fun, great time. I would 100% do it again with slightly more planning. I don't want to have the tickets, you know, up until last minute like that. But again, it wasn't my fault because I wanted to buy tickets when they first went on sale. But first of all, they sold out so quickly. But also because the tickets went on sale at 9 o'clock, my alarm didn't go off. I woke up at 9:15. So by the time I'd gotten in, they were all sold out. So maybe if I had woken up earlier, I would have gotten it. But still, the tickets sold out so fast. So I tried to get tickets in the first sale, but they just like would not sell them to me. I said in my videos, my Twice reaction videos, I would not be able to pick a true bias until I had seen them in concert. And I think against all of my like thoughts and wants, Sana is my bias. I love her so much. I love Sana so much. You know, I love Dahyun. I think I love and respect Dahyun the most. I think she's the coolest. Like when they were doing all of like their speeches, Dahyun was the one that I thought was like the most like interesting and funny. But something about Sana, my heart just calls to her. I don't know if that would be considered like a bias or a bias wrecker. But it doesn't matter that like I want Dahyun to be my bias. I think she's so cool and I like her a lot. But like Sana, it's Sana. It's always Sana. It's Sana and I love her so much. But after all this, Chaeyoung. Chaeyoung is a surprising like third bias runner-up or whatever you want to call it. Just because like throughout the concert I just found her so like interesting. I think what I said, I don't actually know if it's in the video that's already come out or if it's in the next video, but like she reminds me of a toxic person that I would be in love with. Like someone who's just like so bad for me and like I know that, but I'm still going to make the decision to go into this toxic situation. Not that I think that Chaeyoung is toxic because I don't know her, but that's the vibe that I think I've gotten from her, which is what has always been so intimidating to me. Because whenever I've seen her, I've been like, she has this vibe that's very like scary and intimidating. I think that's what it is. And like, not to speculate on real people's sexuality, blah, 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 but I love a fun K-pop gay compilation. And I watched a Chaeyoung being less than straight compilation. And there's just something about that girl that's a little bit fruity. And that's why I love her. Because you don't just like cut your hair off because of Kristen Stewart and then start recommending queer music and just expect that to just be like not like eyebrow raising. That's a little bit fruity, and I love it. I love to see it. But like Twice is and always will be for the Sapphics, and that's why I love them. But yes, I think Sana is either my bias or my bias wrecker. I don't know what you would consider that. Maybe Dahyun's my bias and Sana's my bias wrecker because I love Sana so much. Everything that I do and everything that I think and everything that I breathe is about Sana. She's incredible. But yeah, I'm very excited to hopefully see them again in concert. Hopefully with a little bit more planning, a little bit less stress. But ultimately, I think this trip was really fun. It was definitely the most exciting 48 hours I've ever had. Not even 48 hours. I was there for less than 48 hours. But it was ultimately really fun. I really liked being able to dress up and being able to see them in concert. Of being able to just be in LA because I love being there as much as other people hate it and they have their very valid reasons of hating it. I think it's lovely down there. And I'm very excited to hopefully be able to see them again. And hopefully maybe one day I won't have to travel to see these K-pop artists. That'd be great. So, but